Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to How Do I Love Thee? Let me count the days. We are in the midst of making a rosette. I have already pre-scored everything, made a video, almost completed it, and then I didn't like the project. So here we are. I'm just gonna cut this down. This is what I had originally intended, and sometimes when you have that thought in your head for whatever reason, that's what you should go with, even if you feel like you're doing it wrong. Yep, so we scored these down to this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and it's scored at 1 inch. And it should come out looking like this at the end, which I'm super cool with. And we're going to go ahead and do all that together since I've prefabricated and done most of the stuff already. So we're going to cut these down to 1 inch strips. I cut them at 2 inch scores versus what I said one. And I just did double. I scored on both sides, the front and the back. All right, so this paper is double sided, but we want this side to be up. So you see how these lines on the side go down? We want to start off with this going up this time. So they go like this, right? Now, what we're going to do, what I want to do, let's see if we can make this work again. We're going to take our scissors and we're just going to cut a little rectangle out like that. So there we go. Roughly the same size, right? Then we're going to take our glue, wet glue. Let's turn our glue gun back on. Take our wet glue. We're going to put it right here on the tab, the flap that's down. Doesn't matter, but it's just easier to attach it like that. And then we're going to push it all the way up to the crease. Fold it over. Squeeze. There we go. And now we're going to do the same thing here. Squeeze. All right. So that is that. You want it to dry. Don't try to rush it just because the video had to be restarted from the very beginning. If you want to add another strip, because this may look small to you, it will come out like this, though. So this is a pretty decent size one, in my opinion. Goodness. You could either choose to keep this, the paper. I always want to show out when it's on camera. Always. Always. We're only doing one. I had planned on doing a few of them, but I have a few errands I need to get done, and it's raining here, and I normally don't go out in the rain, but I need to get them done. I want to get them done, I should say. I want to get them all done and completed prior to this afternoon. I have a few things I want to get done. All right, the paper was kicking my butt there for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and gingerly, because apparently the paper is wanting to flip on me. All right. Squeeze it in and push it down like that. Right? This paper is like, I do not want to do this. Oh my goodness. It's gonna do it, y'all, just so you know. It is going to do it. And I might not have enough paper, but I should have enough, size. That's what I mean by that. This thing. Come on. There we go. There we go. It's being resilient. It's being resilient, and that's okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is take some wet glue, drop it in the center a little bit. Now, since I struggled so much with getting it to do what I needed to do, I'm not going to open it up so it could do anything else but what I needed to do. I'm going to apply some hot glue. Remember, it's hot. Hot glue will burn you. Be mindful of that. I do not recommend having your kids assist you at this point. Now I had some of these little squares cut out. Oh, no, I'm all over the place. I'm mentally here, y'all. Emotionally here, physically here. But my hands want to do something else. They want me to put this big old piece right here. That's what they wanted. Because it was there. My eyes and hands was like, let's just grab it. She won't notice. And I'm fighting it. Well, I was fighting it. Conformity, right? All right, so here we go. And we're going to repeat that step. Now see how that glue is kind of staying in place? Got the paper staying in place? We want that. We really do. Okay. So then we're going to squeeze this back together. Because the paper's going to go into its natural form, which is most likely flat. So you want it to stick and glue together. And that is why we put the glue on the inside as well. Remember, it's hot. All right, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to cut this piece down just so you know. The back one won't matter because we're going to put some other stuff on there, but the front will matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down. That's why I was trying to find a small paper because I feel like this is a waste of paper. And if you're feeling the same thing, then yes, we're on the same page about wasting stuff. All right, so right here I think is where we'll put our stick. But before then, I had pulled these cute little toppers out. They came from Hobby Lobby. They were $1.99. Cake baking cups. And it says 2022 Valentine Party. Copyright is 2013. I probably got it on sale last year on clearance. They were cute, or maybe 40% off or half off. But these are so cute. I was like, oh, these are going to be good for rosettes. Yes, darling. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wet glue this, not hot glue. And it doesn't matter how much we put on here because we're going to just smush it right onto this part. Okay. So I'm just going to rub this glue on this whole entire thing. Just like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and once I find the spot, I'm going to put my stick in here. And I'm just going to smush this down a little bit. And I want it, let's see. Yeah, we want it right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some glue on both sides. And now here we go, right here, and squeeze, squeeze. Yep. Now I'm going to put this here. This heart is too big. Too small, excuse me. It's okay that it's too small. I just don't want to waste, I hand crank those out, so I don't want to waste them. So we're going to get a rosette really quickly. Okay, so we went and got these two shaped doilies, and I think this is going to look nice like that, right? So what I want to do now is I want to just rub some glue around this part and put it in the center. Yes, like that. There we go. I'm just sitting here thinking about craft projects and people that know how to do things that you don't know how to do, and people being surprised that you know how to do certain things that they don't know how to do. It's always very interesting conversation once they learn that you know something that they don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense to you all, but it's funny. I was just sitting here. Somebody I know has a scan and cut, and because of me, they bought the scan and cut, and then another person that I know through them bought the scan and cut because of me, right? And so I had went to visit this said person, and they had messed their mat up, and I was just laughing because the other lady was kind of looking at me like, "You don't know what you're talking about," and I was like, and once you start talking shop, whatever shop that is, if you're a mechanic or if you are a civil engineer, whatever type of person you are, and you start talking about that, you start talking that talk and walking the walk of knowing something, right? People tend to look at you a little bit differently, and they're like, "Oh, you do know what you're talking about." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm not as dumb as I act." I just find it so funny. I'm just sitting here thinking because I'm using this glue and stuff, and we had talked about glue, and they had taped their scan and cut. Now I should have uh, glued this down. I was thinking about adhesive spray is what made me laugh because I was like, this would have been so much better with some adhesive on it versus this nonsense glue that we doing. But it's okay. And then I just laugh because they have tape and they've messed up their registration marks on the scan and cut. If you have a Cricut, it's the same difference. Um, you cannot I can't speak. You can't block the registration marks on your Cricut, scan and cut any of those. The machine can't pick it up. The machine has to pick up the mat, and her mat's not being picked up. So I said, it's this tape on there, and it was like, I tape it all the time. Other people. I'm like, ah, no, no, no. You can't put tape on the registration marks. I was like, you can use tape, yeah, sure, but you can't use that. And I was like, in order to re-stick your mat, because she was like, the mat doesn't stick. I was like, yeah, that's the biggest complaint with the scan and cut, the brother scan and cut mats on the older machines. I don't know about the new ones. Is that the mats are not sticky enough. And I told her, how she could fix that issue as well. But I just find it funny that people tend to disregard experts. And no, I'm not saying Brandy is not saying she's an expert at the scan and cut because I am not. I'm in her between she and I know more about the scan and cut, but she is a very knowledgeable lady, and she is so funny. And I was like, I don't know who did this, but she was like, I did it. I was like, somebody put tape in the spot that it should be it. She's like, no, I did it. So you can't do that. She's like, I know. It's just not sticky. And that's when we got to the sticky stuff. But I told her how to fix that so you can wash this off and you can re-stick it basically. I did see a video where someone's using a cricket mat. I don't know how that will work, but so there we go. Look at that. Delicious. All right, I got these wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I want to put it on here. I want to take some of this red away and give it a little bit of different, so we can see this little truck a little bit, right? Because people sometimes, I guess, they look at how thick a rosette is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big dimension crafter, as you all probably know by now. I like to do it for other people though, because they like it. A lot of people I know love dimension. They love 3D projects. They love chunky, thick. Only thing I like that's chunky and thick is a quesadilla. Let me stop. Oh, y'all. All right, so I think this is good. What y'all think? I did make this cute little baby one. I really wanted to do this one, but let me tell you what happened. I didn't have anything to go in the back, but now I have more supplies, so like I could put this little bumblebee back here, which we will do this real quick. I didn't have all the supplies. I got up and got supplies because I was like, no, we shall not. And this little eyeball. Now, if I had my eyeballs out, we could put some shaker pieces on there. Wouldn't that be cool? So we're gonna do bloop, bloop. Now, I don't recommend what I'm about to tell you. You might want to try hot glue. And I'll tell you why I don't recommend hot glue. Hot glue melts this material. Hot glue will melt the heck out of this material. Now this is called Love Bug. It I've never seen these before at the Dollar Tree, but apparently it was at the Dollar Tree at one point. It's called foam Dollar Tree hangers, and they look like this. So we're going to be using some of this on our little baby rosette. We're going to take our I'm just going to look for the one that has looks like this. I think I did this one really good. I'm biased. I am so biased. I don't think there's anything wrong with being biased. Just gonna jam it in there, jam it on the one, and do that. Then we're going to, against my own better judgment, I feel like this bug is missing something. Like, it's not as pretty as this. Okay, the little heart. It's missing this little heart right here. See? We can fix that. We can fix that, darling. I am going to use the hot glue. No, let's just use glue. Regular glue is fine. Put this back on. And we're going to put some right here. You might could use tape. Some good adhesive. And apply a little bit of pressure. Push the stick up some more. All right. I'm looking for just something to cover this up. We don't have to decorate it super duper decorated, but it just needs to be something. And I think I got it, but I don't know. Let's see. See, that's too much. We could have did this like that, but then we would cover up our little. Let's go like that. Yeah, let's do that. Put this guy right here. What? Yes, let's do that. And let's get this be mine, right? Because some people be like, ooh, let me look at the back. I don't know if that's how they say it, but that's how I'm imagining they say it. Pay me no mind. That's a big heart. You have a big heart. You like hearts. I'm not a big fan of a lot of blinky hearts. And this is probably gonna get in my eye. You all know how I feel about that going glitter, loose glitter. She don't like it. I think that's it. I want to use this, but we don't need it. Like we don't need to go overboard with it. Sometimes simple is fine. But look, be mine, baby. This glue should work good. It's sticking down. It's sticking on this side. Let's turn this off. Yesterday I left the house, forgot to cut off the iron. Had to call the big roommate. This is our projects. Sometimes small projects are definitely more time consuming, but this is how the back looks on this one. I like that you can see like the white through because it looks good in my opinion. This is a pretty one. This one's a cute one. Yeah, and these sticks are long and little dots on the sticks. Can you see the dots? It's polka dot and these are stripes. So this is our project for today. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.